provided this question is like I made the like views.py over here, in which I have made a function book underscore API, and that I'm using over here in the urls.py, that is over here of the project. This is my project bookshelf and this is my app. So over here I am using book API as a here, and the admin ke liye this one, and this is the function that I am using in the views.py. So I am using this function over here. So now if we see over there in serializers and in models I made the table basically, so in which we have name, author, and publication and change, and I added this in the admin basically. So I added this and I registered in book over here, and I displayed like this, so it will be displaying like this over here. And if I see books, so I have added a book before, so let's do add more books over here. Suppose I'm adding the Python book over here, and author name is suppose like Rosam, and over there suppose this is the ISBN number, and publication is suppose USA, and suppose generation is education suppose. So I saved it and I added one more book over here, Java. Suppose in that case, like I will be writing over here author suppose Rahul adding over here suppose, and as the number is publication is suppose like Canada suppose, anything, and education suppose as well. So I saved. Now we can see over here 3 data is coming now for 4 3 5. So after that, like if you see over here, like we have serializers that I made over here, and from I imported book from the models and serializers from the REST framework. And over here we have now the views. In views we have made some functions over here, like if request method is get, then we will get the data basically. So to test this as well, we made a application over here as well, that will be just for testing the API is working fine or not. So let's go to VA. So if the method will be get, then we will get the data from the request, that whatever we are getting, we will convert into that will be the JSON data, because every front end HTML gives the data in the JSON form. So that we have converted into the stream of byte stream we have converted. Then we have converted into Python data by using the parser basically. So after that, as in this case, like we will get the ID, like which we want to basically we want to show basically, because get method is used for the retrieving the data. So if ID is none, if we are not getting any ID, it can be none as well, because sometimes we are sending none in that case. Like you can see in the my app, like when I'm calling the get function, so it's none, its default value is none. So if I'm not sending any value over here, in that case it should give every data of the table. So like some sending nothing basically, so data will be dictionary is empty. If ID is not none, then we will take the data like ID in the data. Otherwise data will be none. In none case you have seen, if it is none, this condition is false, then in that case that all objects we will take in the bk variable basically. And then we are calling this serializer again, and we are saying many means like we have all the query set, and we are converting into serializer again, because basically back serialize, we are doing serializer of that. And after serializing, we are converting the data into the JSON form again, and we are sending to the HTTP response. I meant to say we are sending JSON data over there in the HTTP response, and with the application we are telling the front end that we are sending the in the JSON form basically. So this will work if we let's run this, let's try this. That's what is happening in the my app. We can see, like this is the data, this function is I'm gonna run. So what I will do for that, I will add one more terminal for that, and I will run that. Suppose cd, okay, ls, we have the my app. Okay, so Python my app I'm running. You can see because I have not given any number over here, so it is giving me whole data whatever books we have over there. If I write, suppose like as we have 4, suppose we are writing 4 over here, so 4 id ka data it will give you, so it will give you Python data. So let's run this again, and you can see like Python author Rosam, and this everything is coming. So it's my choice, it's our choice basically to send id or not. If we will send the id, it will give that id's data, otherwise it will give the data of the whole thing basically. In this same way we have made post method as well. In post method we are sending this, like we want to create the this book in the shelf basically. So we are just dumping this data into the JSON form, so that it can becomes in JSON form basically. It was a dictionary before. So then we are just we are posting this data into the basically server, and then like it will give the response, whatever it will give the response, and then we are whatever response we are getting, we are converting back that data into the data, and we are printing. So if you see in there, if it is post, then we will request, from the request we will get the data, and that will be JSON data basic obviously. Then we will do what, basically we will just convert that data into the stream form, because that was JSON data. Then we are converting into Python data, then we are serializing again back basically to the serializer form basically. If serializer is valid, then we will save it, otherwise we will give the error, that is the serializer dot error is a default error we have in the serializers. And if it is not giving error, then it will be saying like data is created basically. In the same way we have put method as well, like input method. If we see over here, like same, it is same as almost same as like create basically. So in this we have done like we use put method. Put means like we are updating the whole record basically. So whole record basically. If you use patch over there, then it means we are doing partial updation of the record. So we are doing a whole updation for now. So this is the data we are saying if we have id3, then we are updating it basically. So we have id3, we are updating it basically. So it will obviously same kind of thing, like it's a dictionary, we are converting JSON and with this and that. And we have over here as well, if it is put, we are getting the data, we are converting into stream, we are converting to Python, we are getting the id, we are getting the particular object from the database basically. Then we are converting to serializer. If it is valid, we will say it will update it, otherwise we will give the serialization error. So now we have the last one, that is delete. Delete was not asked, but I just did basically. So it's just like what we have done, what is there. It is very simple, like the id I'm giving. So like id, suppose I'm giving 3 over here, like 3 I want to remove this one. So basically what is there, like it will receive the 3 over there, data it will be 3 over there, and it is dumping the like data that is particularly 3. It will convert into JSON. It is a JSON data, it will be converted into JSON data basically. So then we are requesting the server to delete that data basically. And if you see over there, if the method is delete basically, so what we are doing, we are getting the data where there, we are converting into stream, we are converting to Python data, and we are getting the particular that record in the id, and we are basically we are getting the book basically id. After getting the id, we are getting the book basically, and we are deleting that book basically, and we are saying the message book is deleted. So and then we can return this way, and we can return this way as well, the response whatever we want to return. So it is saying like basically if we see this, we are returning the response, and we are saying safe is equal to false basically. So this way, let's see it is running or not basically. So I'm running it this file, and it is saying data deleted basically. So if we refresh this, you can see it is deleted. So that was this I have made these files, my app, that is for testing views, in which we have business logic, that was a question, and in views in URL we had this, and in serializer URLs, and in serializers we have done with this. So I'm gonna send all these files now, and thank you for that.